Hey, we are live, and it's time for a writing sprint. That's right, today is all about being productive. We're going to try and we're going to do some writing and we're going to do some sprinting, and we're just going to have some fun. We're going to talk, we're going to discuss, we're going to chit, we're going to chat. We're just going to have fun today. As always, once a month, we try to do these sprints just to keep people productive, and you could write while we do it, you can talk while we do it, you could ask questions while we do it, whatever the case is. And I'm going to work on some of my own stuff, so you get to see my face doing this. Well, the timer goes. But more importantly, what are you working on today? So, yeah, this is The Right Mindset. I'm Thomas J. Bellezza, and every Saturday and Sunday we do a live video at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Usually Saturdays are educational. Sometimes we slip in some business there, but also we do these productivities. And then, of course, on Sundays we do the Write With Me series. We're going to wait for a few people to jump in, as always, because we love participation. We love getting questions, and we love the back and forth. If you haven't been on a live and you're like, what is it like? I assure you, it's entertaining. We get to laugh. People are sharing their stories, their journeys as writers, and it's all about the love. It's all about the compassion. It's all about doing what we can to enjoy one another. So, spread it out with writing. Hello, everybody. How's everyone doing? Hey, what's up, flowers? Oh yeah, what are you working on today, Flowers? You gonna have you getting excited? What's going on? You working on some bookish stuff, or you just watching for entertainment today? You let us know in the comments below. But anyway, so for those listening, if you haven't, you're at the beginning of this video and you're like, Thomas, what are your lives like? Really, we get anywhere from 4 to 10 people, and it's community based, and we just chit, we chat, we mostly laugh. We talk about writing, and and we eat chili. You gotta get that chili. Is it meat chili or vegetarian chili? I just had chili myself, believe it or not, just a couple days ago. It was delicious. It was made for my tummy, and it was yummy, and I was excited about that. I have to set up the screen for, let's see, we gotta share. Boop, boop, boop. All right, there you go. So we are definitely going to be doing a sprint soon. Ooh, I got 320 words today. Going to work on the conflict bit part PP22. For anyone out there, if you don't know what PP22 is, it's not a kid's saying like I just pee-peed. It's actually about, we talk about the 27 plot point outline on this channel. You may have heard it as the 27 chapter outline, but we talk a little bit different. So when Flower says PP22, you have to remember she's talking about Act 3 at the beginning, the start of Act 3, which is ultimately the characters have hit rock bottom about then, and they have to remember the power within. Ooh, you got to get that meat. Yum, 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 yum. All right. Hey, what's up, Afghani? Welcome, Afghani. All right, let's get into it. So today we are going to be doing the sprint. If anyone on the live has any questions about writing, their journey, whatever the case may be, I am a developmental editor and a writing teacher, so feel free to ask questions so I can help you with whatever it is you have. If I can't help you, I'll just go, hey, that sounds like a great question. But other than that, been watching Gary Newman again as the video supposedly wildly disappear. Ooh, you gotta watch some Gary Newman. Hello. All right, but I am gonna be doing 20-minute sprints today. So if there's something you could work on or you want to think about, feel free to. But I'm also going to do some chitting and chatting in the middle. I'm going to be, maybe talking about some things. But at the end of the day, we'll see what happens. It's the 22nd time taking a leak. I could understand it. Hey, bro, I saw your email. I got to respond to your email. But ultimately, I definitely want to know when the book gets there, man. Let me know. I'm so happy that you were able to get one of the books. If you don't know what I'm talking about, people out there, and you're like, who is this guy? I did just release a book. The book has been getting, I've been getting some really great reviews. But also just the love and the sales have been going really well. If you haven't done so already, please boop the like button. You could either boop the beard or you could boop the like button. But remember to wash your hands in either case. Oh, she's laughing at the leak. You got to laugh at the leak. Who? That handsome fella. He's my doppelganger. He does, right? He looks like me. I remember taking these photos. This was a good time. This was a long time ago. But as you can see, I'm a little grayer in the beard, a little grayer in the hair. I don't mind. I actually can't wait till I have the Santa Claus going on. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I want to have the Santa Claus. You know, but yeah, you know. So I've been having a lot of fun with seeing the sales go up for that book. But more importantly, a lot of people have been reaching out. I've been getting a lot of really nice emails about the book. You know, obviously congratulatories and stuff like that from your closest friends and family. But to have people that I have talked to in the past, that I've done speaking engagements to, all saying, "Oh my God, the book is, you know, part of the, you know," so it's really nice. Hey, look at that book arrived today. Awesome, Ro. Thank you. You're welcome, sir. And I hope indubitably you enjoy the book. Indubitably, you indubitably enjoy the book. But more importantly, I hope you enjoy the humor in it. It's not. That's the thing. When I write like a quote unquote academic books, this particular book, if you don't know, this particular book is about you know, breaking down success in the entertainment industry. So if you're a writer, if you're an actor, a comedian, a musician, if you're a producer, if you're just somebody that's doing some form of entertainment, either it's through the written word or have what. The book is, there's 5 books in this series, and the first book just came out. I'm going to try to get the next book out by the end of the year. It's already written. I'm just, you know, editing and formatting. But the books basically tell you how to do what it is I did. There are many ways to do it, but, you know, the book kind of orchestrates how I was able to do the things I did to become successful. Yeah, so you know, I was like, let me put it, because I used to consult a lot for people. They would hire me to work on a project, or they'd be like, hey, can you help me? And you know, after my parents died and after the COVID and you know, everything, I was like, you know what, I think I want to slow down. I think I want to just focus on writing. I don't think I have a lot of time to be running around and doing those other things. So I was like, you know what, maybe I should just write all the stuff I know in this brain and just put it into books. And then when people go, hey, can you consult on this, and it's like, you know what, here's the book. You know, just take the book. How many beta readers do you suppose is enough? Well, that's a really great question. Let me answer that in 1 second. Hiya, how are you doing? Welcome. So going back to this, how many beta readers do you suppose is enough? You know, honestly, when you're first starting, I would say there's stages. When you're first starting out, okay, and you're really trying to find your voice, and maybe you've published no more than 5 books. Let's say you're in the 5-book. I published 5 books range. If you're there, I would say, you know, 5 beta readers would be good for you. You're not really quote unquote well known. Not a lot of people are interested in reading it. It's more of a chore, whatever the case is. 5 would be really good. 3 would be outstanding, because just to get 3 people to read a book from a person that you know, whatever they get, like, yeah, you're saying you've published 0. So if you could get 3 people to beta read from you, I assure you that's enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're winning. But the more popular you get, the more you want. I've always been a fan of trying to get at least 10 beta readers. But again, the reason you would even have more beta readers is for the diverse reading experience. Because remember, alpha readers is going to be for the foundational element. In fact, I try to stick to 3 alpha readers. I probably can reach 5, but the thing is, my alpha readers are very specifically other writers, editors, people that are more in tune to the terminology and the dissection of a narrative and less about, I really like the way these characters play out on the page. Whereas beta readers are going to be experience readers. They're going to tell you about their experience reading the books. If you ask any reader, you go, what's pacing? And I go, I don't know, it's fast or slow. And it's like, that's not really what pacing is, right? So beta readers wouldn't really understand the depth of terminology or its even purpose, which is fine because that's not their job. They're to read the book, and did I like it? Did I not like it? Do I, what is it about the characters I really like? What stood out to me? Whatever the case is, their general thoughts on the read. That's what you're looking for in a beta reader. So if you're looking to fix your book, quote unquote, or make sure it makes sense, alpha readers are the way to go, and you're looking for very specific kind of readers for that. When it comes to beta readers, you want people that like A, the genre you are presenting them to, B, they enjoy the reading experience. But as you get more and more beta readers, you can start going, all right, you don't normally read epic fantasy, so you want to read this and give me your thoughts? Because once you have your core beta readers, the ones that really are in that world and they love reading your genre and they are avid readers, then you could start kind of branching out. They're not avid readers. They don't really read your genre. They prefer a very specific kind of character, right? And I say that because some people are like, I want the perfect character, and you're like, all right, well, mine are nuanced, or they want more nuance, but you're right. So you want to mix it up as you get over. I hope that answered your question. Because people are keen until they're not. That's true. That is accurate. I got 5 feedbackers so far. That's great. But just make sure you know what you're looking for. If you're still working your book and you're looking for foundational feedback, you're looking for alpha readers, not beta readers. Okay? I don't have alpha readers. Well, if it's not a solid, if you're not at least on your, 3rd or 4th draft or whatever the case is, you may need people that understand foundational feedback and not necessarily, I'm enjoying the book. One beta reader said it's too slow. Another said it's too fast. I'm going to be honest. This is going to sound crazy, but they probably don't know what that means, which is fine. But again, you got to say, well, what does that mean to them? What do you mean it's too fast? What do you mean it's too slow? So, when it's general feedback like that, you want specific details. You know what I'm saying? I got the opinion of 2 out of 5, less than Meatloaf, but I'm okay with that. Hey, that's really great. Any feedback is good feedback. That's what I always say. What's up, JK? Hi, everyone. Hello to all. All right, there we go. All right, we got some questions in there. I think we're gonna get ready for the sprint. So there's 9 people watching. I don't have a poll out today. Maybe I'll put one up when we go into the first sprint. But what are you working on today? Specifically, during the sprint and productivity hour, we know one person's eating chili. I'm jealous, Flowers, even though I did have some chili earlier this week. But are you writing today? Are you reading today? Are you just sitting and lounging and just want to have some fun with us? Let me know in the comments below. Our friends Electric. Love myself a bit of... the guy... I don't have my glasses on, and the way I have the screen set up today is a little smaller. Normally I have it on my big monitor, but I'm going to be writing today, so I had to rearrange everything. What we got here? Oh yeah, it's going to disappear after today. Can't you download the video? I forget how it works. Look at JK coming in and already number 1 on the fans list here. The chit chat. I wasn't planning to, but I'll try to take part. I'll work on the new book I've been working on. Excellent. Yeah, this time, sometimes you can just sit around and relax. We're going to take a 20-minute detour and just get some stuff done. But, if you just have questions you're thinking of or ideas, you could just keep talking in the chat. Everyone could just be communicating. It's just about fun. I need to finish chapter 11 of my pastry chef, and then yes, rivals to lovers, and then Project Sugar and Spice, and everything nice. Yeah. You're making me hungry. I just want to put that out there, JK. Making me hungry. If you have premium, yes. Oh, I see. I see. There are download video websites. You gotta look for a good one, and you could just, because sometimes I have to extract videos of sometimes I have grandfathered in clients that just are like, let me pay you monthly, and if I need you, I'll call you. So, and they'll just be like, I need this video of mine down. I'm like, didn't you upload the video? They're like, yeah, no, it's about this other thing that they put up on this thing. And I'm like, all right, I'll get it. Sorry for not doing my hellos first, but couldn't pass on the urine joke. Urine. You're a pisser. I just want to put that out there. Are you taking a piss out of me? You see what I did there? There's a whole bunch of things going on. Ha 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 ha. Yeah. You might want a snack when you read this book. Yes. That's the good thing about reading pastry books is, one of my close friends is a chef, and she owns like a food business, and she got signed and published. She has like several books out, and she sent me a book, and I'm reading it, and I'm just like, I can't even make half of these things, and all I want to do is eat the book because I was so hungry. Everything was so good. I can't make half of these things is because, I'm not going to go to the store and buy stuff. I just want my eggs. I want my hamburgers. I want my macaronis. I want my pizza. Right. Flowers, did you see him perform with his youngest daughter? I think it was his youngest. I am Rune and our friends Electric, I think. Ooh, yes. TV only at Glass Store. Saw it the other day. Excellent. Wait, your friend runs a food business? Yeah. She started with like spices and oils that she created herself. They're all made up. It's her ingredients, and now she's like in a bunch of stores and everything like that. I'll give her a shout out. Here she is. There she is. Excellent stuff. Excellent. She does sauces now. She does coffees. You name it. She does a bunch of stuff. But it is really cool, and she's got a bunch of books out. And then you could see she has a ton of stores, Whole Food stores. There's so many Whole Food stores. Mostly upstate and stuff like that, but still, I'm very proud of her. I've known her since my music days, believe it or not. Her husband was in my band, or I should say, her husband and I were in a band and together, and they're like family to me. I'm waiting for Brian Malco to perform with Cody, his son. Boop, 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 boop. Put the thing up there. Ooh, I love it. Yeah. All right. I think what we'll do is we'll jump on a 20. Who are you ready? You want to do a 20-minute? We'll do a 20-minute sprint, and we'll come back and we'll do some more chitting and chatting. And all right. Well, this is good. That shall launch something. I'm assuming. Yes, Ozzy of the Osbourne, Ozzy of House Osbourne, John Osbourne, the Prince of Darkness, has passed, and he has checked out. The curtain has fallen. He is not doing an encore, but I think he knew, like in his heart, that it was over, and he was just like, I can't wait to do the show. It'll be one more big show, and I think that was a really great send-off to just have that moment, that one last moment, that love, all those people being around him. That's a really great way to sort of just say goodbye to it all, and I wish that for everybody, even if it's on a smaller scale, that if you feel or you're dealing with certain things, as he was, from Parkinson's to a couple other things, not only the back pain, but who knows what else, that that, you find what strength you can to sort of be like, let's just have one last hurrah and get people here, even if it's a cake party. You know what I'm saying? Just come over, bring some cake. You know what I'm saying? That's I know I want that. I just want to be I don't want to be like that person who wakes up, or doesn't wake up and I'm just laying on the couch and someone finds me. Like that's not what I want. I want to know that the day before was a big party, and then I'm okay waking up on a couch being discovered like this. You know what I'm saying? But rest in peace, Ozzy Osbourne, of all the Ozzy Osbournes. I am Iron Man. All right. Is he alive or dead? Has he lost? Right? Something like that? I don't know. All right. Finish with my woman, cause she couldn't help me with my mind. People think that I'm insane, cause I am frowning all the time. Yeah. I haven't checked out any Raven Newman stuff yet. Oh, we're over there too. Yeah. The Newman's taken down. I'm not keen on Raven. The hell with Raven. Hulk Hogan too. Yeah, brother. Him and Macho Man are still fighting over Elizabeth. I was a fan of Hogan in the day, and then as we learned more about Terry, I was just like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. As far as what I'm doing, laundry. Hey, that's productivity, right? He Flowers is saying that Ozzy knew. That's what that was in reference to. And now M is saying he knew it was his last. He said in video he was dying and he had to do this. What a legend. Absolutely. What a legend. Maybe we could use the 20-minute sprint for a moment of silence. He's I've met him a few times. I got to hug the man back in the day. All right. When you're in that circle, you end up meeting people. But I didn't know him. Like I wasn't like friends with the guy. But when it's like Peter Steele. I knew Peter Steele right from Typo Negative. So rest his soul too. He just died too. He died. His death anniversary just passed through. But anyway, it's terrible seeing some of these people that change the way music goes and. It's one of those things. Oh, my cat wants to feed her lunch and give her pets. Be right back. Be right back. Boop 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 boop. All right, let's do it. Let's jump into the. Let's do it. Boop 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 doot 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 doot. All right. All right, we're going to do a 20-minute, and when we come back, we'll just talk about some more stuff, Why don't you tell me what your favorite Black Sabbath or Ozzy Osbourne song is, and we'll talk about it when we come back. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Boo! What is up? We are back. Hello, hello, hello. All right, what we got? Let's go up, check it out. We'll do some little. Let's see, changes. Oh wait, let's all right. Welcome back, JK. I'm glad the can. Changes. That is a good song. That's a really good song. Yeah, this song is what is this off of? Changes from Ozzy. What is that? Oh, you're talking about the Black Sabbath from Volume 4 Changes. Yes. I've only ever heard him sing that as Ozzy at concert, but I did see Black Sabbath several times. Changes. Let's see. Lyrics. What are the lyrics like? Let's look at the lyrics. The lyrics. I feel unhappy. I feel so sad. I've lost the best friend that I ever had. So that is a good song. That is a really good song. All right, we're gonna move on. I don't want to scare people away. I'm starting this new book with this quote I thought I heard somewhere, but I have been trying to find who said it for a long time and couldn't. Maybe I'm the one who made it up. What's the quote? Let us have it. You know, I know you're teasing us. You're showing us your ankles, but let us in. Let us in on the fun, Afghani. All right. Sorry, my first sprint is. Oh, I already. Yeah. So, and when we do these sprints, it's just us writing and having fun. You don't even have to write. You could read a book. You could sit here and relax. You could talk to people in the chat. You can do whatever you want. There's no requirements. It's just for us having some accountability, and that's ultimately what I'm explaining there. The cat has been fed. She flopped on her cat tree. So cute. Cats are adorable. So time to get back into revisions. Hell yeah. Happy focus time, everyone. I was not a fan. I was not into Ozzy like others were. Hogan, though, lots of fond yeah, that's the thing. Hogan, childhood memories, fond childhood memories, even the cartoon. I especially found this time as a heel during the list. That also was interesting, you know, in WCW. It's just when he started doing the reality show and we started learning a little bit about him and things came out. I was just like, what's going on with the take your vitamins and say your prayers guy? You have to see Griffey, the cockatoo dance, to No More Tears. First of all, you had me at Griffey. You won me over with cockatoo. And I'm mesmerized by dancing. And of course, No More Tears. One of the heaviest riffs I've ever heard from the Oz lyrics. I think Zakk Wylde is on that, right? But let's see. The light in the window is a crack in the sky. A stairway to darkness in the blink of an eye. A levy of tears to learn she'll never be coming back. Right? Something. I forget how that goes. Forgot the melody to that one. The man in the dark will bring another attack. Your mama told you not that you're. It's been a while. I don't remember the melodies. Another day passes as the night closes in. Excellent song. The quote is something along the lines of, is humanity forever doomed to trade one tyrant? Ooh, that is, let's look that up. Who said, is humanity forever doomed to trade one tyranny for another? Let's see. Thomas Jefferson. No, he said something close to that. Thomas Paine. Tyranny, like hell, is not easily conquered. No. No? Looks like, I wonder who said that. Maybe it's from Andor? I don't know. That's a nice quote, though. Let's see. No. Interesting. I don't know, Afghani, but that is a good quote. You might have a winner on your hands for that one. Let's see. No. Yeah, I don't know. It is Fab. Zach Wild. I met him a couple times too. He was always drunk though when we met. I tried. It's good. I say play with it, you know. Is humanity forever doomed to trade one? That's a good starting line too. Though, is your book in first person? Because if it's not, that would be dialogue then. Or a thought. You can make it a thought if it's third person limited. All right. I thought I heard it somewhere, but couldn't find it. I mean, you could always continue to look for it. There are some quotes I heard that I put into books too, but sometimes I'll change them up or mix them. There's a really good quote about, I take men into the deep of the ocean where they find out who they are, or something like that, whatever the quote is. And I use that, but I changed it to the desert, and I added a little bit more desert flavor to it for, like, I have, the desert people. So it's always good to be inspired by things and play with some. It's third, but is it third limited? Third omniscient. It sounds like third limited, but I don't like first person. Who does? Who does? So if you don't know, there is a poll. The poll is your top marketing strategy. We will talk about that after we're going to do one more sprint, and then we're going to talk about the poll. But ultimately, your top marketing strategy, social media. This means that you're just posting on the social media. Email list, we know what that is, right? Ads, can't go wrong with ads. I see 0 for that one. Book tours, PR, speaking, excellent. So if you haven't already, please pop onto the poll, and we will talk about the poll soon. Remember to please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And if you're hanging out and relaxing, boop, that like button, please. Or boop the beard. You can boop the beard or you can boop the like button. It's up to you. I did get, by the way, an email, which I don't know if this is true. If anyone else out there on YouTube has is in the partner program and they're able to do the store, like you're able to create the storefront. I got an email that said that no one has been to your page, so it's going to be deactivated for 90 days. But my analytics say that people have been to that page and I have sales. So I was wondering if anyone out there has any thoughts on that, because I feel like I didn't respond to the email or anything like that. So there's a chance it's a scam email. But I just want to know if anyone else got an email like that, and if it was an issue. What else? By the way, I am flying through the 27 plot point outline book that I'm working on. And I was so excited that I got to I think I'm on chapter 12 now, that I made a book cover. The 27 plot point outline, When Plot Meets Story, Thomas J. Bellezza. I'm probably going to adjust it slightly. I think I want to, lift up the plot point outline so there's a little bit of space between that and When Plot Meets Story. But I did this bad boy yesterday. Took me like 3 hours. It was killing me. But I had a lot of fun doing it. So I am working on that book. That I don't know when it's going to be out, but I am flying through it. I think I'll be able to finish it within the next 2 months, maybe, and then I'll have to get it edited and all this other crap. But I'm excited about that book. What's this? Haven't had the opportunity to start reading it, but you haven't. That's all right. That's okay. It's all right. You got the rest of your life to read it. I have people that bought it and they're like, look, it's on my to-read list, and I got like 10 books before I get to it. And I'm like, look, I'm just grateful you bought it. I'm just grateful you supported me. I'm just grateful you shared the link. I'm just grateful. Like you're not beholden to do anything. And the fact that any bit of effort to support is something that I cherish, and I know that I will not hold. I will not, act as if it's just, thanks. It's important to me. It's a vital part of the system that we have created called capitalism. But at the same time, even if you never ever bought anything from me or supported me in any other way other than just watching a video or, just being lovely people and helping other people and being community, that's really all that matters. I was actually speaking with a to kind of like sidestep this. I was speaking with a PR firm, and they were like, "What's your end goal? To sell your book?" And I said, "No." And they're like, "What?" And I was like, I don't want to sell anything. If things are sold and people buy stuff associated with me, that's a byproduct of what my real mission is." And they're like, "What's your real mission?" I go, "I want to become a talking head. I want to be a part of the zeitgeist to change the brain to change the game. I want to be somebody that helps. I want to aspire to inspire. I want to take misconceptions of how we look at the world and one another, and I want to basically just be a voice, not of reason per se, but an idea, right? Because we have to become the change we want to see in this world, and I want to just kind of fill that world with love and compassion. And my mission is ultimately to always inform you so you can make educated decisions. So there are, like I say here, my outlining way is not the only way, and it doesn't necessarily mean it's the right way or the best way. It's just a way, right? So I like talking like that when I do radio, or if I do podcasts, or if I do interviews. It's always about more of like how we look at things, how we shift our brain, how we change the brain to change the game. Right? So he was very interested in that. He was like, "Oh, well, why do you do that?" I go, "Because at the end of the day, a book is just a thing. A song is just a thing. A movie is just a thing. And it does its cycle, and then it goes away, and then you make another book, and now you have to start the cycle again, and it's just, you're repeating the process. Hey, buy my book. Here's some ads, whatever." And it's not, I feel like it's a disconnect from the audience. I feel it's, not that it's, if people do it, it's bad, but for me, I feel like the empathy of the relationship is missing. Even if I don't know someone personally, but they follow, my brand, they follow my existence, right? But I've never talked to them before. At the end of the day, I want to still represent some of that empathy and that purity, and not purity, but the respect of going, listen, you're not an opportunity to me, but I want to be able to say stuff that allows me to aspire to inspire people to be the best version of themselves, to try things, to have a dream and go, you know what, I would rather fail working towards this dream than never try at all. Like, it's things like that, and I want them to know that sometimes they're misled by things. Like for actors, they're like, I must get headshots and I must do a reel. And a reel is just a gathering of like your, scenes and stuff like that. And a headshot is a headshot. And when people tell actors that, it's a misconception. You don't need a headshot and you don't need a reel. Those things are good because they're like calling cards or, an assisted handoff. Oh, you're casting something? Here's my headshot and my reel. Tell me what you think, right? It's a tool, but you don't need those things, right? So it's always been interesting. It's the same thing with the writing world. People tell you need an agent or you need to be published through a traditional publisher or you're not a writer. And all those things are just ultimately not true. I know that was a long aside, but you're not monetized. Come on, Afghani. With those kind of quotes, why you not doing some content? You got some big brain stuff there. I liked it. Q started a spoken word piece about Ozzy Osbourne X. First of all, spoken word, excellent. Ozzy, wonderful. Probably start tomorrow while working tomorrow. I don't mind you working and reading my book. You're getting paid to read my book. I'm all for it. Thought you said you didn't want to frighten anyone away. I did. I saw some of the numbers drop. You're frightening people. You know what it is? They're like, whoa, what is this guy talking about? Empathy. Ugh. Compassion. Ooh, ah. Oh, you care about people? All right. Let's do one more 20-minute uh what is this again? Sprint. Let's do one more 20-minute sprint, and then we'll come back. We'll talk about the poll, and then we'll call it a day. We'll call it a day. We'll call it a day. Yeah. All right, let's get into it. Here goes. Boop, boop, boop. We are back. We're back, right? Yeah, okay. All right, there we go. Everything's on. Everything's on. What we got? What we got? Hey, Kudre, what's up? Welcome back. Oh yeah, listening to some music on the radio. How's everyone doing with their writing, reading, or relaxing? You let me know in the comments below. All right, we got 7 votes. Not so bad. Not so bad. All right, we are going to talk about the poll, which is what do we got here? Where's my poll thing? Oh, let's do this. I got to get it on the screen. Your top marketing strategy. Woo! Oh yeah, I should have put what on there, but I didn't. Whatever. What? What is? All right. What is your top marketing strategy? We have some answers here. Oh, wait, we got some successes. I'm finishing the first chapter. Congratulations, Afghani. Everyone, Afghani. Very good, my friend. Very good. I'm proud of you. I mean, getting those words done and then getting to the end of a chapter is just like, I don't know about you, but like if you're like, I got to write today and you get anything out, let's say 100 words, 300 words, whatever. That's like a big, like, whew, I did good today. But when you finish a chapter, it's just such a good like motivation. Like, oh, do I keep going to the second one or do I let this simmer? Do I relax in the success? And I think that's very, very good. Well, I don't really have a marketing strategy, but if I had, I suppose it would be social media. Ooh, we're going to talk about that. Fab M. Beep, beep. Beep, beep. My outline makes so much sense now. Yoo-hoo! Congrats on that. That's exciting. Whoa. The outline makes sense. I'm talking victory. Yeah. Very good. Very good. As you can see, if you watch this show, you're going to get some singing. All right. I've been trying to do some line editing with this chapter I'm working on, and I have to tell you, sometimes it's a thing, like when you write the first draft, it's like functional. So it's just like, so-and-so is here, and they are doing this thing. And then when you write the second draft, you're adding the immersion. And then when you go back, you're like, oh, I could make this. Is it doing logical narrative movement? Do I have one of these, one or more of these 3 things? So it's always a delight. I'm happy with my bit of conflict. Yes, flowers. Congratulations. You need a bit of conflict. You need a little here. You need a little there. Everybody, that's what drives a story. Tension, stakes, conflict, resolution. That face told. All right, let's talk about it. If you haven't voted yet, I'm not going to hit end poll yet. So if you haven't voted yet, feel free to. Let's read it first. Your top marketing strategy: social media, email list, ads, book tours, PR, and speaking. All right, let's get into it. 71% of people said social media. 14% said both email list and book tours, PR, speaking. 0 said ads. All right. We're going to end the poll. Here it goes. Boop. The victor is social media. So let's talk about it. All right. Since the majority of you do social media marketing, why don't we talk about strategy? Now, there's a little thing that you should know about. There is brand representation. Speaking to humans, I believe it's spelled humans. All right. Who wants to really speak to humans? So when it comes to social media marketing, As I was taught growing up in the industry and as social media became a thing, hey, look who it is. Oh my God. All the above, because all the things help. Just don't do something you hate. I agree with that sentiment. You never want to do something you hate. You need to market, but how you market is really up to you. It's the variables that matter. But the responsibilities must still happen. You need to network, you need to market, and you need to practice to learn and understand your industry to increase your, to take advantage of your strengths and increase your weaknesses. But how you go about that is all up to you. But let's talk about social marketing. So one of the main things that I was taught, especially growing up in the industry, and as social media became a part of the zeitgeist, but also dealing with people in the marketing industry. All right. There are two main things that are happening on social media. It's either people are doing what we call pushing, or they are doing branding. Okay, I'm glad your beard agrees, or else I wouldn't. I would have been very. Yes, of course I agree with you, Nicole. So branding and pushing. Pushing is technically something you, as the creator, need to earn. Pushing does two things. It pushes people away and it pushes an agenda. So for example, my books are available, you should buy my books, or here's my book, here's a link to my book. This becomes pushing, but it also pushes the agenda, right? So it's going to push people away. But how do you earn that? Well, that takes us back to branding. Believe it or not, if you create more branding posts than you do push posts, you then earn the interest of those push posts. But the way you look at this really is, if you go to your social media channels, whether it be like Instagram or whatever the place is, Facebook, if it is only buy me stuff and there aren't posts about not necessarily your personal life, but your branded position, things that are truthful, they still have to be truthful. But for example, we're authors, so we could talk about our author journey. That is a part of the branding, but we can't say, hey, my book is available, you should buy it. Unless, of course, you have several posts that represent that adventure. Because the goal is branding leads to an emotional connection with your audience. That's your goal, is to create this connection, this emotional connection with people that don't really know you, until they, of course, know you. But if no one really has a deep connection to you or is interested in supporting you, then the push is only trying to supply the demand that might not be there. What does that mean? It means when I was in music, playing a show meant nothing. Oh, but Thomas, that's how you build your fan base. But if there's 7 people there and you have 7 people in your band, and those 7 people are just the girlfriends and or boyfriends of the people in the band, how are you growing your audience? So I was taught by the ex-president of Epic Records that shows are a reward for earning your fan base, and it is a supply to the demand, right? So it's the same thing with your books as authors. Your book is a supply to the demand, and you have to build that demand through adventure posts, through this is my journey, through these are my trials and tribulations, through these are my successes and failures. You don't have to go deeply personal. You could your best bet is to be truthful and go as deep as you desire. So if that desire is just saying, I like, for example, today, we got all excited for people. We have people that are saying, let's see, Afghani wrote, I finished the first chapter. That's a venture post. I finished the first chapter, and maybe put a picture of the screen, or maybe put a picture of a physical writing of it. Maybe put a picture of yourself, whatever you feel comfortable doing. But I'm finishing the first chapter, or whatever. That is adventure. Okay, and the reason is people want to see you succeed. They just don't want to hear about it. This phrase changed my perspective because it meant that people want to root for you. And you can prove this by looking at your social media. The posts that get the most interaction are whenever they're personal achievements or things that you're doing or in the process of, or it's an accomplishment. But the least interaction are posts where you're asking for something, or you're requesting something, or you're just like, hey, can you, whatever. Can you buy my book, right? That would be a request or a push. So when if you're going to use social media as your main strategy, you have to build up that earned push And the way you do that is make sure that the majority of your posts are always about your adventure. Now, why is this important though? Because your adventure might also include your expertise. But Thomas, what do you mean? What do you mean? What's an expertise? Well, are you editing? How did you edit? Right? And you're a writer. So this is an opportunity to write that post in your writer's voice. You're a writer. Show people how you write through your writing. Be the truth of your adventure, right? So, for example, if I wrote, I'm gonna write an, I'm gonna, well, actually, you know what? Let me get some screenage up there. You want some screenage? You want me to show you some examples? I could show you examples. All right, we're gonna move this over to here. All right, and then we're gonna move this over to here. Right, I gotta set up my screen because I'm adjusting my screen to be different. All right, let's go over here. Do 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 do. Who's in love with you? Me. Who's in love with you? Okay. All right. Here's a Google Doc. Let's open it up. Boop. We're gonna go big, and then we're gonna share the screen. We're gonna share the screen. All right. Examples. Okay. This is what I was taught. This changed the way I approach everything. Okay. All right, let's do this. All right. I read your foreword to Breaking Down Success, made me smile, so I have to read the rest. But book due end of July. Ooh, bit poetry too. Yeah, that's the first book I released. That was I actually only that's a book that compiles lyrics, poems, and philosophy. I had just beaten cancer, and it was like a gift to myself, where I was like, I'm gonna put everything together and put the book out. I will say this: a majority of my career wasn't necessarily me writing my own books; it was me writing other, like ghostwriting and/or developmental editing other people, and of course, as we all know, most of my writing is back in the day, screenwriting, and I had a theater and stuff like that. All right, so let's do this. Okay. Boop. So, adventure posts. What does that look like? So if I say, let's say, what was the example I was starting off with? Maybe editing. All right. Okay. All right. So what is truthful about that? Got through another 500 words of editing. I can tell you, line editing is never fun, but it's part of what I have to do. Getting over that is really what makes me remember life isn't just about the crap. It's the fun stuff. We are rewarded. After we do the stuff we don't like. All right, so a couple of reasons why this is an adventure post is because remember when we talk about writing with characters, you got to create positions. This is something that I believe in, okay? I believe that we have to work hard. We got to do a lot of the stuff we don't want to do, and then we get rewarded to do the things we love to do, right? Because anyone, anywhere who's creative loves to do the creative part. I just want to write. I just want to play music. I just want to do acting, right? But this creates a position, right? And it also has a sense of empathy because some people could relate to it, not as an author, but yeah, I hate doing my job. I hate going to work, and not that I have a job, but like as an example, like, oh, I work at a supermarket, and I really hate going there and pushing the boats and then packing out the shelves. But you know what? I love when I get to hang out with blah 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 and blah blah blah. When I get to work, every time I see them, it makes it more fun. So that's an example, right? We're getting paid to do something, but we don't like the grunt work, right? But what is happening here? This is also showing my expertise. That's where we were going at. So I got through another 500 words of editing. I could tell you line editing is never fun. So it's just a sneak peek. I don't have to explain, teach, or educate people on what line editing is or what the process of editing is. But my expertise is that I am editing my own book, or I'm doing line editing on my book, right? But I'm also writing it in my voice. I'm allowing it to be in my voice, and this gives me a chance to connect with the audience. And they're saying, "Oh, I like reading their posts." There was when I was I don't know if anyone remembers AIM, AOL AIM. Um, I'm old. So anyway, on AIM, you could leave an away message, and I would always leave poems. In fact, M was just talking about my poetry book, She. There are a huge collection of poems from that time where I would write a poem, and I would put the poem as my away message, and then it became, in fact, the book is titled She, named after one of the poems that people were always like, "Hey, I always, I really like that one poem you do. And every time you put it up, I really, I like reading it." And the poem was called She, and so I named the book She actually after that poem. It's funny, that's a connection. But anyway, what did that do? Well, it started building a relationship with my audience where they were actually looking forward to seeing my away message. Not even necessarily that I was available to talk to, but that they saw my away message. And then it was be a poem. And then that led to something. When I released She, everybody that still knew me from my AIM days bought the book. So that's an example of showing your quote-unquote expertise, is that you're allowing your posts to be something different. Now, what if you... Now, this might be difficult if everybody's like writing at, extreme level, but, you could write in first person, those days. I think choices. I can say this much. Editing. Grunt. All right, so it's basically the same thing, right? I'm just changing the presentation a little bit. I'm putting it more into the voice of, say, first person. So now you're creating a prose, right? You're creating prose. So you can write your social media posts in prose. And you could do it in first person. You can even do it in third person, but that would sometimes come off weird. Right? Like he had one of those days, right? But like I did with my poetry, if you did write in third person limited and you were just telling a quick story in, I don't know, what is it? I think it's 300 words for threads, or 300 characters for threads. But if you could tell a short story too in 300 characters, that's another example of building a relationship. You're showing your expertise. So if you mix it up, if you show adventure posts, you show little snippets of ideas, not necessarily from your book, but you create these moments, you create immersion, you create whatever. These are ways to start building your social media presence in a way that is not telling people to do something. You're just sharing stuff, right? But again, if it's only adventure posts and those posts don't really say anything about your career, don't say your adventure about writing, it's just like, I was at the park today, or my family. Here's an example. I had a client. They only posted about their family, and I was like, "You're an actor. No one knows you're an actor. You need people to know you're an actor, but it doesn't necessarily mean you have to only post when you're on set." Right? You have to continuously remind people. And the reason is because if people see that you're an actor, they like you, they understand you, and they're seeing that you're working on set, but you're also memorizing things, you're doing monologues, you're doing self-tapes, that you're just involved in the industry, then they're going to say, "Oh yeah, that's right, this person does this thing. I'm going to reach out because I need XYZ," and they do that. Because you're proving your expertise, your involvement. So that's why it's important to use social media as a representation of who, what, where, why, and how you are in that industry. But if it's all buy my book, or it's another like, my book is done, you should buy it, or, hey, if it is only that, it's going to push people away, it's going to push an agenda, and you won't really see a good return on it. So you have to build those relationships. Does anyone have any questions on that? I know that seems like a lot, but it's just simple. It's just be honest, be truthful, post about what you're doing. You know, you don't ask people for stuff. You just, what is your emotional connection to what it is? What are you doing, and how did it make you feel? And you'll build a stronger social media that way. Buy my shitty book. Yeah, but you got to do it artfully. You got to be like, buy my crappy book, I said in the voice of Hamlet, though my hat was not worn. There you go. No questions from me. It's pretty self-explanatory. However, Ro, you have my book, so it explains it in greater depth than that. All right, what was the other thing? Email lists. Email lists. This is one thing I'm pretty crappy with. I used to do a thing once a week, and then I was doing it once a month. And now I just send out my newsletter once every other month, or if I can, I do it every month. But a newsletter really should just be a culmination of things, right? You have your push newsletters, which is basically the same thing as the social media thing I was talking about, where it's like, hey, my book is available. You should buy my book here. Buy my book. But then you have the newsletters that sort of keep people in the loop. And then there's the second level to it. So the top level is like, this is what's going on. And then the bottom level of your newsletter is sort of like all the, here's videos, here's, buy my book, right? If that's the secondary element, then that first part is what drives people to read your newsletter. People sign up to your newsletter for a couple things. They are interested in the demand because they want to be involved in it. So you've earned that demand. But they also want to know what's going on. What have you been working on? What are you doing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Exactly. The answers are probably in your book. I mean, a majority of them are, but remember, it's a 5-book series. I just want to put that out there. So, but if you're going to do your email list, it is good to sort of mix things up too. Sometimes do smaller email, like newsletters. Maybe it's like one topic or one quick subject. And you also want the branding to be a part of who you are. So allow the color scheme, the way you write your email, your newsletter to also be a part of that. You're trying to stand out. You don't want to just be like, here is, marketing copy, or here is sales copy. You want it to be some copy is just word. Copy in marketing is words, like verbiage. But you do want to make sure that your voice is consistent through it. So the way you write your pieces, but there is a school of thought, keep it short, keep it simple, right? The KISS method, keep it simple, stupid, right? So, keep it simple, stupid. So that's something to think about. I will say book tours, PR, and speaking. I just mentioned that I was talking to a PR company. They're interested in working with me to help me get some media spots. But I was like, look, I don't want to get reviews. I was like, I don't want to do any more magazine interviews where they just send you questionnaires and you just fill out the questions and there's no rapport. I'm not talking to a human being. I don't want any of that. I want to be a talking head. I don't care if it's college radio. I don't care if it's terrestrial AM FM. I don't care if it's satellite. I don't care. Those are the things I want to do. I want to get on the mic. I want to be somebody that's a part of the conversation and starts adding to the conversation. And I'm not there to promote my books. I'm there to add to the value or brand of that particular show. I go, however, my area of expertise is how to be successful in the entertainment industry and, of course, craft. So I could talk about both of those things. So PR is important, though, as much as book tours and speaking engagements. So as an author, you have to say to yourself, my career has to be bigger than just my books, right? Because if it's only books, then that's limiting your income or your ability to maintain said career doing anything but, right? Like people are like, oh, well, Stephen King just writes books. And it's like, that's not necessarily true. Stephen King also licenses stories to do movies, television shows, adaptations, right? What else does he do? He does speaking engagements, right? You could watch him interviewing R.R. Martin. You could watch him interviewing, what's his name from Reacher? Reacher author. Something Childs. Was it? Lee Childs, which isn't actually his real name, but what's his real name? I think it's Jim Grant or something like that. I can't find it. But anyway, your job as an author, if you're dealing with marketing, is to have a, if you could afford it, get a PR company. If you could afford it, try to do book tours. And a book tour could be just your local store, libraries. It could be bookstores, local mom and pops. I'm talking to Barnes and Nobles right now. I just got my stuff into a library, right? So like it is possible, even if you, and I assure you, I am casually doing things. But on top of that, you could also think of speaking engagements, and you're like, but why? But if you have something to say about your genre, like for example, Flowers writes about vampires. So if there's a fair or a book market or a con or something like that, and there are opportunities to become a speaker, fill out the form, ask to be a speaker, and go up there and talk about vampires, talk about fantasy, talk about whatever. It's good to get out there because the more you can present yourself, the more you're present in that community and the more people know you. And remember, people are going to connect to you more emotionally through your conversation than they are through your book. A book is only as good as those who have finished it. And people can't read a book if they don't know the book exists, or more importantly, this is my favorite. Somebody told me, I just need to write a great book. And I go, okay, well, as soon as you finish writing that great book, put it in the closet and then tell me how many people knock on your door and go, I felt through the ether that your book was done and I knew to show up here and I need to buy it. All right. So that doesn't work that way. You have to connect with people, and then the people go, oh, I want you to supply the demand of my interest. What's it say? Is there a Vampire Con? Is there? Vampire Con. Yeah. Yeah. Well, they're like subsidiaries of like supernatural conventions, Vampire Diaries conventions, things like that. But yeah, just this one for everything. Huh? But again, just to be clear, we're not looking for a Vampire Con. We're looking for an author con or a book con or even whatever, a smaller con that would be like a Comic Con, but in your local area. You don't have to go big. You could start small. I kind of have a love-hate relationship with social media. I think being born pre-industrial revolution has poisoned the well for me. Book tours and speaking, social anxiety says no effing way, bro. I get you. That. That's the thing. Again, if you're not comfortable doing it, don't do it. You have to market. So if your goal is to make sales, you got to find out what you're comfortable with, but you do have to market. You have to have a strategy for marketing, whether it's ads or whatever the case is, because you can't just write a book. You can't just be like, here's my book, it's done, and then sit there. Like people are not going to knock on your door, so you have to create some sort of presence. And I agree with you. I not only do I have an introverted personality, believe it or not, even though I'm crazy, and I sing all the time. It's social anxiety, and it makes you be fun. You gotta entertain yourself when you're out there. When all you want to do is go back home and eat some pizza. So at the end of the day, I had to find ways to break through what I was uncomfortable with, and that led to me being in a band. Because remember, I started in comics. I'm going to be in a room, I'm going to draw, no one's going to bother me. Oh, wait, I do have to talk to people. Oh, wait, I got to network. Oh, wait, all right, so I got to deal with people. Oh, wait, I have to draw what people want because no one wants my original work. I'm 18. I didn't know. Oh, you make more money drawing other people's stuff. Oh, I didn't know that. But at 18, I was like, this is bullshit. I want to do my own thing. So I stepped into music, and then you learn very quickly that every area, every category of creation has the same exact thing. So it is something that you do have to think about. Probably. However, I would ask, is there a Vampire Hunter Con? Is there a Vampire Hunter Con? Vampire Hunter D does have a massive fan base. However, I'm not seeing any conventions for it. I'm not seeing any conventions. Favorite snack? Ooh, that's a good question. Anything with chocolate and peanut butter. Favorite snack? Um, when I can, and it's not often because as you get older, your body's like you're not allowed to enjoy that anymore. But I like peanut butter chocolate ice cream. That's a snack I like to go for. One might even say that pizza is my favorite snack, even though it would be like that's a meal, and I go I could eat it just for fun. But chocolate peanut butter ice cream, gelato or traditional ice cream doesn't matter to me. It's all the same. I'm thinking of opening a lemonade store, charging 15 quid for a glass of lemonade and throwing in a free copy of my book. Very funny. It sounds like you're telling a joke, but you might be serious. But either way, that sounds doable. Starbucks does it. They sell coffee that isn't worth $15. So lemonade. If you put a little love in your heart. I feel like I might have. I have like tics or something. Anyway. Here's a free book. I think that's a great idea. In fact, I know you're making a joke, but when I was in the music industry, right? One of the things that, again, my mentor was like, look, if you really want people to connect to your music and you don't want to do the other stuff, just give it away for free because no one's going to buy it. But you can use your CDs, you could do your singles, you could use that as just a marketing play. But remember, you're just giving stuff away. You're just like, here, check this out. And believe it or not everyone likes free. If that was the case, we'd take free stuff, but we get it. And we're like, all we're hearing is, here, take this, throw it out for me. So you still have to connect with somebody in a way and then be like, oh, before you leave. Like one of the things we used to do at our shows is when we sold merch, if somebody spent X amount of dollars, we'd give them like an extra thing. A smaller thing in value, but an extra thing. If we sold our shirts for $20, so we made $15 on the shirt, right? Because that's how music works. However, if somebody bought 2 shirts, we'd actually give them like a 3rd shirt for free, right? Like, but we didn't tell them that. The reason we didn't tell them that is because we didn't want people to feel like they weren't getting a deal. But if they bought something and then you're like, you know what? Thank you for buying these 2 shirts. Here's a 3rd one. What size you want? And they'd be like, really? I'm like, yeah, just it's free. That has more impact than if I just go, here's a free shirt. You want a free shirt? And then someone's like, what? Because what happened is they chose to come to the table. So it's a demand. We supply that demand they bought 2 shirts. And then we go, thank you for buying 2 shirts. Here's a free thing. And that would really, that elevated our presence when we did shows and events. It's peanut butter jelly time. I like some peanut butter. I don't like jelly. I'll be honest. I'm not a jelly fan. Though I do like jelly on my lettuce, if you know. Anyway, all right. I'm an adult. I used to make that, but what? So it died. Damaged. Am I reading that? Why is my brain not reading that right? Damatized? Oh, removed. Oh, oh my God. I am reading it as damaged-tized and not demagnetized. That's dyslexia in real life. I used to make that, but I demagnetized the magnet in my Ninja Cream, so it died. Okay. Oh, you're talking about the peanut butter and chocolate. Man, that sounds tasty. That sounds really tasty. All right. I guess the final thing I'll mention is the ads. Pets the beard. Remember to boop. Okay. All right. Hey, how's it going? All right. All right. We're a peanut butter and chocolate pizza. You had me a pizza, peanut. You won me over with butter, and I fell in love with chocolate pizza. All right. So. Let's just talk about ads real quick. Buy Thomas's book. Buy Thomas's book. Screams. The man. Look, you don't have to buy. Oh, look, there it is. You don't have to buy the book. I'm just saying. remember, you could just share the book. You could like the post of the book. You don't have to pay money. You could write a review if you want and be like, look, Thomas is just a really great guy in general, and I love his books. All right, anyway, just kidding. Bloop the book. You got to bloop the book. All right. Reluctantly crouched at the starting line. I'll push it so he doesn't have to. Excellent. That's actually, you know what's funny? In marketing, fans can push because it's word of mouth. Third person word of mouth is more effective than if I was like, my book's great, is less effective than if somebody you knew said this book is great. And the reason is because if you trust somebody, now again, that's the problem, though. Like, if Stephen King's like, this book is great. Well, Stephen King, of course you're going to think it's great. You're biased. I love those Tatooine pizzas. Best way to eat them. Oh, yeah, like a taco. Now I want taco pizza. Exactly. All right, so real quick, ads. There are a couple ways you could do ads. If you're doing a physical ad, you have to have a hierarchy of information, but we don't have enough time to go into that. But on Amazon, you do have like the product, where it just kind of places you. There's a bidding system. But ads, like real ads, like strong central ads, should say something. There should be like a brand message in that. And one of the things that we learned earlier on, especially in music, and then I related that to my comedy career, and then ultimately pushed that into my movie making career, etc. Being in that industry, brand ads are more powerful and longer lasting than just like, hey, this thing is coming out, you should buy it. And the reason is because you don't date yourself. So like when we used to do like radio shows, we always asked the host before we did before we went on air, we go, listen, don't tell anyone about our show. Don't be like, hey, August 3rd. But what was crazy? That's what we were taught to tell the hosts. But when we got there, the hosts would say to us, hey, don't mention your show. And if you do mention your show, you got to mention the whole date. You got to be like August 3rd, 2005. Alt 5. And the reason is because they can't re-air the show properly because radio shows used to get in trouble because they'd be like, oh, we went to the thing and no one was there. And it's because on the show. So what they do is they take that part of it, they beep it out or they take it out, and that's just more work for them. So that's the same thing with ads. If ads aren't dated, right, where it's like this thing is old, like for example, you can't reuse an ad that says buy my book and you're like 12 books in because right? But if it's about you, people will get connected to you, and then what do? When people always say, how do they find you? Like, what are your social media sites? I go to makearightlefthear.com. Every interview I do, I always say, go to makearightlefthear.com. But the other guests on the show are like, my Twitter is, Jack James 0735. Facebook is just Jack A. James because my middle name is Anthony. And then you're going to go to Instagram and Jack A. James is actually taken. So it's just J.A. Ames _3. And then, and it's like, no, just go to my website. But 1905, really missed that one. It was a long time ago. But the thing is, like, first of all, your social media should technically all be universally, like mine are all Thomas J. Bellezza. However, the right mindset is all the right mindset. Or some of them are right mindset TJB. But the way I get around that is I have makearightlefthear.com. So if you have a centralized website, you tell people to go there because what's at the website? You have, I don't know why I still have this up. You have the centralized website allows you the opportunity to ultimately do what? It tells you where people could see you. It tells people how to get your product. It keeps people informed of what's going on. It gives people options because they're choosing to go to the website. Therefore, they are supplying the demand, right? Because they have a demand for you. And they go there and they go, oh, look at all this stuff. But if I'm like, these are all my social media accounts and they're all different names, they can't remember that stuff. Or my favorite is like when they have like a really great, like my name is Thomas J. Bellezza. Bellezza is a difficult name to spell and or pronounce because really it's Tommaso Giuseppe Bellezza. Like that's my Sicilian name, but I Americanized, it's Thomas J or Joseph Bellezza, right? You can't be like, oh yeah, in Italian, my name's Tommaso Giuseppe Bellezza. Right? People be like, how the hell do you spell that? Anyway, so you have to make things easy too. But all right, I've rambled. All right, so before we go, any questions? Is there any questions you want me to answer, etc., etc.? I'll be happy to do. I started my YouTube, The Right Mindset Odyssey, this morning. Only 480 more videos to go. First off, thank you so much. I really appreciate you putting the time into watching the videos. I truly hope that they are educational, entertaining, and somewhat worth it. Yeah, there are a lot of videos. There are a lot of, but I will say this: you have plenty of content. Because sometimes don't you find like a YouTuber and you're like, oh, this is really good stuff, and then like, oh, they make a video once every 3 months, and like, oh, you got through them all, Flowers. Wow, that's a. Let me ask you a question, Flowers, and you can be honest. Which kind of videos do you like the most? Do you like the outlining videos? Do you like the character videos? Do you like my asides or business kind of videos? I'd really love to know. Now I can start again. It's like people at Disney World. They get off the ride and like, let's get back on the line. You're like, it was already 2 hours waiting on that line. You want us to get back on? Get on the roller coaster. By the way, working on next year's schedule. So just real quick, Flowers and M, because you are both members. You're both a part of the membership program on the YouTube. Please feel free. All right, I'm actually going to make a post on this, which only you two can see. You'll be the only ones that can see it because you're members. You can suggest video ideas that you would like me to go deep into, and I will be happy to remember what you forgot. I'm always forgetting what I remembered. So yeah, think about what kind of videos you would really like me to do next year for the 2026 season, and I will happily do that. You're just popping it right in there. Boom. Outlining, dialogue, immersion. Oh, those are the things you like. Yeah. I do enjoy the outlining, the immersion stuff. Yeah. Anything creative. I get it. Yeah, those are the fun things. How does the membership work? I think it's what is it? What is it? $4? I don't know. Let me see. 1 second. Content. Oh, what am I doing? I'm checking it out. Uno momento, por favor. All right. It's I forget actually. It's been so a while. Membership. I don't know. Where is it? It's like $5 or whatever a month. It's especially linking 27 PPs to a film. Oh, I do like doing that. And for anyone who doesn't know, in the folder, in the Make a Right, there are actually it says 27 PP outline examples. I'm slowly building it up. There are outline examples in it. But how does the membership work? Right now, Ro, because it's just a supportive thing where I think it's $5. Why don't I remember? I'm remembering to forget. But I am actually starting in August. I will be placing member-only posts that are educational and informative. And once I reach a very specific number of memberships, I'm actually going to start doing member-only videos. So that'll be something I do. So that'll be fun. I'm gonna even though it's the quote unquote lowest tier, as some people might say, to me it's not. It's an important tier, and to show my love and gratitude, I'm going to start ballooning it up yeah. So it's $4.99 a month, and you get your loyalty badges and emojis, but you get discounts on my services, which is like 5%. So if you want to buy merchandise, let me know. I'll give you the 5% discount. If you want to hire me, you get 5% off. And then member only polls, which is what I just mentioned. I was like, hey, if you want, whatever you want, I'm going to start doing more of those. And you can request lessons, of course. But even though it's not on there, I'm going to start adding other things. Like I said, I'm going to do more. I'm going to do educational posts. Maybe it's like 600 words, not that big, where it just kind of like talks about something a little bit more in depth. And then once I hit a certain number of memberships, I'm going to start doing only member videos. So I'll do like extra videos on the side. But I'll be honest, I also have Patreon starting next month, and that's a whole to do as well. I already scheduled everything for that, so whether you're a member or not, it's already going to start posting everything in August. But I also want the people who are just on YouTube to benefit from showing me such love and support, and it means so much, that you're gifting me something like that. So I want to give more. That's the kind of person, like how much can I give before it's not enough. If I could, I'd be like, here's some ice cream. But all right, I guess that's it. Just want to say without making it sound twee. You lit the fire. That's what I do. That's what I appreciate. Look, if I could light the fire without burning anyone, that's really the goal. All right. What time is it? 4 o'clock? It's close to the bed. It's close, not to the bed, but it's close to lunchtime. There was a Porsche ad ran for 45 minutes the other day. I might have learned a lot if I had left the sound on TV. I watched another video on the laptop. That's really funny. You could skip the ads if you want, but maybe you're the reason I'm getting I get a lot of money for the ad watches. Because my thing is it moves from $16 to $18, so I get 60% of that. So if a full ad is watched, I could get up to $9 per 1,000 views of that ad, which is crazy. So it turns out my video is actually high niche, and that YouTube qualifies it for being a very specific quality. Like so they gave me higher rates for the ads. So when you watch my videos, if you don't skip the ads, you're supporting the channel in a very very kind way. So okay, ex-fireman. Excellent. You're the best around. Sorry, I meant I'm a fire starter. 'Cause I'm a fire starter. Did I just give away my age with that song? All right. Peppy Pig was one of my Peppa Pig. Who's that? Peppa Pig? Peppa Pig. Who's that? Peppa Pig. I look at Peppa Pig. Oh yeah, Peppa Pig. Oh, little Peppa Pig. Thank you for everything you've shared, Tomas. Ro, thanks for being audience. Without you, there's nothing to show. I could write the greatest book in the world and put it in the closet. No one will ever see it. So I could be making these videos and not have anybody watching them, but I get the support and love from you and everyone else, and it just makes me want to keep making videos. But more importantly, it makes me want to keep doing these live videos because I love getting to hang out and chat with everybody. Kept the fireman busy. That's hot. You got to keep the fireman busy. All right, it's 2 o'clock. We did a lot of stuff. We got some things done. I got pretty excited about wanting to work on this book a little bit more, but I think I'm going to eat lunch first. I got to eat my food. All right, let's close out some things. Close. Chapter 11, My Verone. My Veroni. All right, close, 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 and close. All right, let's do it. I got to do all the shout out stuff, so please bear with me. If you made it to the end of this video and you haven't done so already, please boop that like button and subscribe so you don't, and you want to click that the bell icon so you don't lose out. New videos every Wednesday and Friday, and every Saturday, Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Live videos for your enjoyment. Even just having you as a buddy has been nice. Ro, I agree. I enjoy our communication, our correspondence, as one might say. You're a very pleasing person. All right. Pleasing as in like you're pleasing to be around, pleasing to listen to. Good sir. If you haven't, it's the wrong one. Yeah. So I have a book out. You don't have to buy it. In fact, I implore you, if you don't have the money, don't buy it. But if you feel inclined to, or something deep inside you says, you know what, let me do it, feel free to share the link. If you didn't know, so today I was working on this book, by the way. I was line editing this book, Death of a King, first book in the Maven War saga. I am beyond delighted to see this book actually. I've been working theoretically on this book for over 20 years because it's something, the world itself, I've been building it for eons because it comes from basically when I did comics, that was the kind of stuff I did. I did like kind of stuff like that. Boop the pizza. Yum, 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 yum. I had pizza yesterday, and I will boop some more. I will eat some leftovers. And again, keep an eye out for this. I don't know if anyone's excited for this, but this is going to be a comprehensive breakdown of not only the 27 plot point outline, but it explains how to outline. It's going to explain how to utilize and get the most out of each specific plot point. It's going to show you how to play with the 27 plot point outline. So how to break it and kind of try different things with it. It goes into how to really understand the rhythm and flow of things. It talks about pacing. It is not a writing book. It is not about how to write prose. However, the next book I do write in that series of books will be on writing prose. It'll be on how to create logical narrative movement. And so the second book will be more about the writing or the story. This book is more about the plotting and utilizing. So I am so thrilled with the book. I'm just flying through it because I'm just like, why didn't I write this sooner? I just getting it out. So I'm, going to let my bro-in-law borrow your book after I read it. I know he'll like it, even though he doesn't know he wants it yet. Thank you for sharing that, Ro. I hope your brother enjoys it, but more or less, it's all about sharing the knowledge. That's the other thing. If you buy the book and you like it, just give it to somebody, or let other people read it because they don't need to buy it. Share the love. I believe knowledge should be shared. With that, I am sweating. The AC is off. I don't know why it's still off. And I'm gonna eat some lunch. It's 4 o'clock. So let me finish the thing. Subscribe and hit the bell icon. We already did it. All right, that's it. We're done. We gotta go. I'll see you tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As always, much love. I'm Thomas J. Bellezza, and keep developing the right mindset. I'll see you next time. Bye.